The cry of the 19th Aethyr, which is called P-O-P. At first there is a black web over the face of the stone. A ray of light pierces it from behind and above. Then cometh a black cross, reaching across the whole stone, then a golden cross, not so large, and there is a writing in an arch that spans the cross, in an alphabet in which the letters are all formed of little daggers, cross-hilted, differently arranged, and the writing is, "Worship in the body the things of the body. Worship in the mind the things of the mind. Worship in the spirit the things of the spirit." This holy alphabet must be written by sinners, that is, by those who are impure. Impure means those who every thought is followed by another thought, or whose confuse the higher with the lower, the substance with the shadow. Every ether is truth, though it be but a shadow, for the shadow of a man is not the shadow of an ape. All this has come to me without voice, without vision, without thought. The shrew stone is pressed upon my forehead and causes intense pain. As I go on from ether to ether, it seems more difficult to open the ether. The golden cross has become a little narrow door, and an old man like the hermit of the tarot has opened it and come out. I ask him for admission, and he shakes his head kindly and says, "It is not given to flesh and blood to unveil the mysteries of the ether, for therein are the chariots of fire, and the tumult of the horsemen. Whoso entereth here may never look on life again with equal eyes. I insist." The little gate is guarded by a great green dragon, and now the whole wall is suddenly fallen away. There is a blaze of the chariots and the horsemen. A furious battle is raging. One hears nothing but the clash of steel, and the neighing of the chargers, and the shrieking of the wounded. 1,000 fall at every encounter, and are trampled under the foot. Yet the ether is always full. There are infinite reserves. No, that is all wrong. For this is not a battle between two forces, but a melee in which each warrior fights for himself against all the other warriors. I cannot see one who has even one ally, and the least fortunate, who fall soonest, are those in the chariots, for as soon as they are engaged in fighting, their own charioteers stab them in the back. And in the midst of the battlefield there is a great tree, like a chinar tree, yet it bears fruits. And now all the warriors are dead, and they are the ripe fruits that have fallen. The ground is covered with them. There is a laugh in my right ear. "This is the tree of life," it says. And now there is a mighty god, Sebek, with the head of a crocodile. His head is gray, like river mud, and his jaws fill the whole air, and he crushes up the whole tree and the ground and everything. Now then at last cometh forth the angel of the ether, who is like the angel of the 14th key of Rota, with beautiful blue wings, blue robes, the sun in her girdle like a brooch, and the 2 crescents of the moon shapen into sandals for her feet. Her hair is of flowing gold. Each sparkle is a star. In her hands are the torches of Penelope and the cup of Ceres. She comes and kisses me on the mouth, and says, "Blessed art thou who hast beheld Sebek, my lord in his glory. Many are the champions of life, but all are unhorsed by the lance of death. Many are the children of light, but their eyes shall all be put out by the mother's darkness. Many are the servants of life, but love, that is not quenched by aught but love, shall be put out as the child taketh the wick of a taper between his thumb and finger by the God that sitteth alone." And on her mouth, like a chrysanthemum of radiant light, is a kiss, and on it is the monogram IHS. The letters IHS mean in hominem salus and in star hominem samas and imago hominis Deus. And there are many, many other meanings, but they are all implied in this one thing, that nothing is of any importance but man. There is no hope or help but in man. And she says, "Sweet are my kisses, O wayfarer that wanderest from star to star. Sweet are my kisses, O householder that wearest within four walls. Thou art pent within thy brain, and my shaft pierced it, and thou art free. Thine imagination eateth up the universe as the dragon that eateth up the moon, and in my shaft is concentrated and bound up. So how all around thee gather my warriors, strong knights in goodly armor, ready for war. Look upon my crown, it is above the stars. Behold the glow and the blush thereof. Upon my cheek is the breeze that stirs those plumes of truth. For though I am the angel of the 14th key, I am also the angel of the 18th key. And from the love of these two have I come, whom am the warden of Pope, and the servant of them that dwell therein. Though all crowns fall, mine shall not fall, for my plumes reach up unto the knees of him that sitteth upon the holy throne, and liveth and reigneth for ever and ever as the balance of righteousness and truth. I am the angel of the moon. I am the veiled one that sitteth between the pillars, veiled with the shining veil, and on my lap is the open book of the mysteries of the ineffable light. I am the aspiration onto the higher. I am the love of the unknown. I am the blind ache within the heart of man. I am the minister of the sacrament of pain. I swing the censer of worship, and I sprinkle the waters of purification. I am the daughter of the house of the invisible. I am the priestess of the silver star. And she catches me up to her as a mother catches her babe, and holds me up in her left arm, and sets my lips to her breast, and upon her breast is written, Rosa mundi est lilium coeli. And I look down upon the open book of the mysteries, and it is open at the page, on which is the holy table, with the 12 squares in the midst, It radiates a blaze of light, too dazzling to make out the characters, and a voice says, Non hoc piscis omnium. To interpret that, we must think of Iathos, which does not conceal, Isos Christos Theos Yogos Satir, as traditionally asserted, but is a mystery of the letter Nun and the letter Kof, as may be seen by adding it up. Ikathos is only connected with Christianity because it was a hieroglyph of syphilis, which the Romans supposed to have been brought from Syria, and it seems to have been confounded with leprosy, which also they thought was caught by fish eating. One important meaning of Ichthus is it formed of the initials of the 5 Egyptian deities, and also of 5 Greek deities. In both cases, a magical formula, a tremendous power is concealed. As to the holy table itself, I cannot see it for the blaze of light, but I am given to understand that it appears in another ether, of which it forms practically the whole content. And I am bidden to study the holy table very intently, so as to be able to concentrate on it when it appears. I have grown greater, so that I am as great as the angel, and we are standing as if crucified, face to face, our hands and lips and breasts and knees and feet together, and her eyes piercing into my eyes like whirling shafts of steel, so that I fall backwards, headlong through the ether, and there is a sudden and tremendous shout, absolutely stunning, cold and brutal. Osiris was a black god, and the ethers clap its hands, greater than the peal of 1,000 mighty thunders. And I am back.